Yes, I'm still designing my fortune-telling booth, and I plan on being plastinated and put in there. I want my arm animated like Zoltar over the crystal ball. I'm writing out fortunes, like the worst possible fortunes you could get for a quarter. You can go into my museum and meet me and put the quarter in the slot and get a horrible fortune. And that's how I want to be a part of the last piece to my collection is myself. That's the plan.
If someone's got to do it, it's got to be you.
It's got to be me.
The 100 years?
100 years?
Oh shit.
I don't know what am I gonna do on Friday.
100 years. Obsolete. I'll be dead, I don't give a f.
Wow. I never thought about that one. I usually do.
I was just thinking about this the other day, actually.
That's something I think about sometimes.
I'm sorry, I feel like I've been talking first. Do you have a...
I don't.
Okay, I'm gonna go first.
I don't know, will we still be here?
I don't think we're even gonna exist anymore. Like, we're going extinct.
I mean like non-existent because the climate change is gonna take us out, but...
First of all, the world is ending. Like, that's fact. Period.
Wow, in 100 years, I think tattooing will be done by a machine.
I don't know, there'll probably be robots.
I think it's gonna be like, oh, you want this? Done.
My husband keeps telling me in the future they're gonna make a machine that's gonna tattoo.
Somebody's gonna hold some sort of cannon thing that scans you wherever you're gonna get it, and they're gonna pull the trigger and light your ass up.
Most likely, rather than like how a tattoo machine is, I think we're gonna move on to where it gets into the category of where things advance, and then they use laser beams to where it's...
Some people think it won't even be like a person tattooing you. They think it'll be like you put your arm in something and it just like, you know, some sort of like a laser machine like creates a sleeve on you or something, but...
I don't think they're gonna need us anymore.
Maybe it'll be like in Starship Troopers.
Maybe the Starship Troopers.
I'm hoping for some sort of Starship Troopers situation.
I think in less than 100 years, tattooing will be kind of like Starship Troopers.
I saw videos of machines and shit, and now people are just putting their arms in and they're doing the little doodles. I'm like, yo, we're done. Like, we're not about to have a job soon.
If you remember that, or like they're just sticking their arms in like a laser thing. Like a 3D printer in a way, where the artist kind of conceptualizes digitally and there is some type of instrument to painlessly inject it into you.
It would be the machine still, right? But it would be like your Procreate or digital iPads hooked up to where now you could just zap a color and it hurts a lot less. That's where it's going.
And then also, I remember a few years ago for a Super Bowl commercial, there was like this, that dealt with like the iPad, and there was a guy drawing on the iPad, and there was this robot tattooing it on. I could see automated robot arms in the future, 100 years from now.
For example, just like tattooers use like Procreate now, and they can do lines, and they can use something that stabilizes their lines slightly, you know? That way I can be gestural, but the machine will clean up my gesture and make it perfect, you know? So those things like that I think are actually pretty good. I think it would be cool.
But hopefully, there will be some artists that will preserve the past. A couple people that still use an acetate stencil or hand make their needles or still mix their own inks. Just like how we have people that maintain brownstone buildings, you know, or a person that, you know, hand carves a canoe or makes wood cabinetry. There's just some things machines can't replace that we do.
Everything gets into that point that the machine takes everything and everything is perfect. People are gonna go back to the craft, you know, like, oh, I like the mistakes, you know, I like those little imperfections.
You know, with furniture or anything like that, you know, I mean, back in the day, everything was like handmade. Now, you know, you buy everything from IKEA.
But the thing is, like,
but there's some people that still will want to go and, you know, get somebody to handmade.
I think that always, like, handcrafting is like more special and more valuable.
I think it may be a surprise to people that it's one of the jobs that actually holds the purpose of having a real human behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can substitute the warmth of a person and the understanding of a person, because it's a work that, you know, some people are in pain, some people are not. Some people are in extreme pain. A machine cannot understand that.
There's a certain level
of dexterity and sensitivity that's actually needed to apply a tattoo, and finesse and artistic eye. That's, you know, that's where the whole thing changes. You can't teach a robot to be artistic.
I think the styles will be like incredible. I would love to see more like this like organic kind of abstract style we're seeing. I feel like that's gonna be kind of the norm.
I was just like, damn, like in 40 years, am I gonna be like a really like angry person who like hates what style like the 2040 kids
At
are
this
getting?
rate, probably.
Probably.
I think that tattooing will no longer be a thing of just skin. I think we'll soon modify our body parts, and tattooing may be something that'll change into that like bracket, you know.
Like people might actually be getting like more like body modification of some sort or something like that. Or people might be like just focused on altering their body to look as perfect as it can be. Look at the Kardashians. It's like the mighty morphin power sisters or something.
Shapeshifters.
Right? They jump all on each other and form a megazord, like, yeah.
I think the human quotient of stupidity will still be running rampant. So I think there's still gonna be dumb tattoos in 100 years. P.T. Barnum said there's an ass for every seat. So as long as there's gonna be dumb tattoos in 100 years, there'll be smart ones too.
Right now, I feel like across the board, there's kind of a divide between like going back, not even just in tattooing, but like overall, there's a lot of people that want to return to a more traditional way of doing things, like a slower, more natural process. And then there is like kind of the exact opposite. It's like, I want the most advanced technology, easiest way. So I see it being like one of those. Or maybe there'll be shops focused around both. And like this shop is gonna use like all, I don't know, like handmade pigments. That sounds dangerous, but whatever. Like making their own ink and like all hand poking and like meditating before the practice. I don't know, something very slow. And then like another shop is like a laser tattoo stamp or something. You're like in and out in 10 minutes.
And I also feel like more people will be tattooed. I think that'll be cool. Because it's just kind of exploded since the 90s, and it's just gonna be like everyone's tattooed, everyone's like sharing tattoos.
Also, tattoos are like getting to be almost like not counterculture at all. Like they're so popular, so it's like getting to a point. Not everywhere, I don't think it's completely there, but I feel like a lot of people will be tattooed, and it'll almost be like counterculture to not have tattoos. You're gonna be like the few people that don't have them.
It was almost close to this just about 100 years ago. So, and then it died down, lost popularity, was outlawed in a lot of places. And then it came back, and now it's more popular than ever.
I honestly feel so happy how the tattoo is already right now, because something was criminalized, right? Like usually who have tattoos is a criminal person, is drug dealer or a whore or whatever. And today it's art. You see so many famous people getting tattoos, and I kind of like the way it's going, so no complaints, to be honest.
I think that our time, like right now, we have gone from tattoos being like, oh my God, it's a taboo. Oh my God, tattoo, it's like bad, it's for sailors, it's for people who go to jail, to like, oh, it's super cool, it's fashion, which is where we're at now. So I think that we have gone in our generation from taboo to fashionable and necessary, which was like a big kind of, deconstruction of perception of tattooing being taboo. So I think going forward, it's never gonna be taboo. Now we're going from it being fashionable to it will be like integrated into our lives. So whether it's going to be used as some sort of like technological thing where like you put certain codes and information into your tattoos or whatever, I think it will go in some kind of more like extreme direction where it's the standard, and then like how can we apply it to other stuff? I don't know, maybe. Unless we like don't use, this understanding of our world, because everything changes so quickly. I can't even imagine 100 years from now. Oh my God.
So quick.
Great answer.
Tell us how you feel about BBLs.
BBLs.
Oh.
BBLs. It gotta match the legs. You know what I'm saying? It gotta match your legs. Imagine if you got like a chicken wing, and the part that you really be eating, not the part you chew on the end, like not that one. But if that shit's really small and the other end is mad big, that don't look crazy to you. That look normal. That looks normal, right? Like, you know, no, it doesn't look normal. It's not. Your thighs gotta match the BBL or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Think about your legs when you do that, you know, like it.
What would it take for you to get BBL?
I don't need a BBL. My BB is L, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.